The movie begins with a spoof of 2001, A Space Odyssey, demonstrating that Barbie dolls have been a part of the lives of little girls since the beginning of time. Young girls are seen throwing away their usual dolls for the Barbie. In Barbie Land, there are numerous Barbie dolls as well as many Kens, Alan and a pregnant Midge. Barbie is represented in a variety of occupations, including president, physicist, doctor, writer, diplomat, journalist, and mermaid. All of the Kens rely upon their relationships with the various Barbies. Barbie spends her days in Barbie Land, enjoying life with Ken and her fellow Barbies. Original Ken is in competition with tourist Ken, each posing a challenge to outdo the other. They are ready to beach off against one another. At the Barbie and Ken party, everyone is happily dancing and having a good time, until stereotypical Barbie brings up the thought of death. This instantly ruins the atmosphere. Later, Barbie starts to observe strange happenings in her life, such as her heels no longer floating in the air and her developing cellulite. Barbie is encouraged by the rest of her friends to talk to Weird Barbie, who has been altered with an unusual haircut, painted on face, and the ability to perform splits. She informs Barbie that the doll's companion in the outside world could be facing something, and it's up to her to determine what is happening. Barbie and Ken embark on an impromptu road trip away from Barbie Land and find themselves at Venice Beach. There, Barbie is the victim of sexual assault after a pedestrian slaps her buttocks. She retaliates by punching the person, prompting a brush with the law for the two of them. After being released from temporary custody, Barbie set off in search of her owner. Taking a break from her quest to sit on a bench, she had a vision of a girl gleefully playing with her that slowly fades into a picture of sadness. This brought tears to Barbie's eyes until she noticed an elderly woman sitting next to her. Barbie tells Sasha she is beautiful, and she responds that she knows. Following her inner guidance, Barbie connects with a teenage girl named Sasha, who informs her that she no longer plays with Barbies due to their unrealistic beauty ideals. After Barbie and Ken parted ways, Ken began to realize the benefits of patriarchy. Barbie meanwhile found her way to Mattel, the company that produced Barbies. The CEO discovered Barbie's presence in the real world, a conversation overheard by Gloria, the parent of Sasha. Barbie finds herself in the boardroom of employees, where the CEO attempts to persuade her to go back into a life-sized box to resolve the problem. She is almost ready to comply before she decides to make a bolt for it. On her way out, Gloria encounters Sasha, and soon afterward, Barbie being chased by the CEO and his staff. Barbie is then made aware of Gloria's role in her distress, as Sasha has been displaying more sullen behavior towards her. Barbie takes Gloria and Sasha back to her iconic dream getaway, Barbie Land, while the representatives from Mattel attempt to trace her. When the trio show up in Barbie Land, they discover that Ken has established a patriarchal reign by renaming the spot Ken Nam. He has manipulated the other Kens into exhibiting a highly macho and aggressive demeanor, making the Barbies become meeker and more submissive. Ken's reimagined Mojo Dojo Casa House is proving successful in the real world. Barbie attempts to convince Ken to change his mind, though he refuses. Instead, Ken now has a greater sense of worth than when he initially joined Barbie's escapades. Barbie becomes overwhelmed with sadness as she feels that she is no longer the perfect doll she was designed to be. Gloria and Sasha take her car, but when she requests them to leave, they do so. Following this, a commercial for a depressed Barbie doll airs, and shortly afterwards, Weird Barbie shows up to help her out. Gloria and Sasha were about to depart from Barbie Land when they were surprised to see Alan had covertly tagged along. He had become disillusioned with the domination of the Kens and was ready to leave. Suddenly, they noticed the Kens were constructing a barricade to close off the entrance of Barbie Land. Alan immediately engaged them in battle to keep the entrance open for everyone. Sasha then decides to go back to Barbie Land with Gloria to assist Barbie. Sasha voices her approval of her mom's plan. Upon their return, they find Barbie in the home of Weird Barbie alongside some out-of-production Barbies and Kens. Gloria gives Barbie an inspiring talk about the pressures women experience in society. This causes Barbie and the rest of the Barbies to shift their mentality and devise a plan to get the Kens to reverse their opinions. Before moving on to the competition, Barbie attempts to assuage her former suitor's ego, which culminates in a dance-off and Ken's tearful singing of "I'm Just Ken." In the end, Ken comes to terms with the fact that he is seen in relation to Barbie, that it's not just Ken, but Barbie and Ken. Barbie apologizes to the Mattel guys for making them feel uncomfortable, but also tells them that she doesn't want to be just seen as someone's girlfriend in Barbie Land. Suddenly, the spirit of Ruth Handler, the creator of Barbie, appears. Ruth encourages Barbie to realize that, unlike people, her story doesn't have to end. Barbie closes her eyes and imagines the destiny she desires, feeling the comforting support from Gloria and Sasha who hold her hands. When she reopens them, she goes by the name Barbara Handler as she steps out of their car and into a building for an appointment with a gynecologist.